this is Victor bringing here a new review, a new book review, a new reading. And this time we are going to make a book that I wanted to have for a while, but yeah, I had to wait until I had the budget for that. That is the Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, Age of Darkness rulebook. So I want to share with you the experience. We are talking it's quite a thick book, okay? It's quite heavy. I did not weight it, but it's quite heavy, and we are talking about more than 300 pages of book, okay? This is 331, so we are talking about the 340 pages, more or less. Okay, so it's the book is done in very nice finishing. I really like the combination of matte and gloss on the cover. So we are going to make a look what you get inside, okay? I try not to open totally because I don't want to damage the book, to be fair. But you can see here we start with the map of the galaxy. And remember, we are in the Horus Heresy, so it's different than the map we have these days. And we start with this, that is what, how the heresy end up, right? The fight between the Emperor and Horus. And both in a way had a bad ending, right? So Horus was killed, and and the Emperor was injured to a way that he cannot recover. So here we see very nice book presentation. I think it's really nice. The page looks quite good quality. Printing looks excellent. All is combined, all is full color combined with very nice artwork, you can see, and it's a book that is inviting you to read, okay? So what we have as a content, so let's make a look first to the content here. So we're going to have the first part that is called Age of Darkness as the game, that is all the background. So we have 130 pages of background, more or less. Then after that we will have what is all the rules, okay? So we have the core rules that will take about 40 pages of core rules, 40 to 50, 45 pages. We have the unit types, the battlefield, and then we will have some scenarios at the end, okay? Special rules and so on. So you will see that there is quite a good amount of rules here, but then we start with the background. You can see the age of the Emperor. So here is describing all the setup and what was all the chronology of the Horus Heresy, all combined with really excellent artwork. Here you can see, for example, Magus Reductor Caleb. Sorry, this I want to spend some time on the review, so sorry if I'm taking some time on the book, on reviewing the book. You can see, I think it's a very enjoyable one. This is Malcador. You will see. Here we see some of the Primarchs. Legion started, so they will talk about how the Marines are created, what are the all the background about the Space Marines, and then they will talk about the different armors, starting with the Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV, 5 and 6. This is one of my favorite ones. I like a lot this one and this one, the Mark III. Okay, and this head is used a lot, I know, by the Primaries Marines. So, but yeah, it's nice that we have here all the armor types, and then they talk about the different legions, starting with the first legion, the Dark Angels, and we have them by order, right? So this is the third legion, the second is not existing. Okay. The fourth, Iron Warriors, the fifth, White Scars. You can see all, it's really nice. I like a lot this type of artwork. Space Wolves, the 6th Legion. You can see as well, it's the Mark III. Imperial Fist, Night Lords, the 8th. He's looking very creepy, to be fair. Blood Angels, 9th. Iron Hands, the 10th. Remember, there were 20 minus 2. 12 war eaters. Okay. Here they talk about the butcher nails. We have this ribbon so you can put it where are you reading. Yeah, the 13th that are the Ultramarines, very Roman style. Death Guard, always looking quite. Then we have 1,000 Sons, the 15th. Sons of Horus, 16th. This is with the Green Library. Remember that they were the Luna Wolf before, and they were first the Luna Wolves. And if I'm not wrong, as Luna Wolf they were white. The Warbearers, they were in grey, then they changed to the red, but the original color was grey. But I think they changed in red very fast. In red, sorry. With all this writing. 18th, Salamanders. They keep always the green. As well as these guys always keep the black. The Raven Guard, the 19th. And the last one is the Alpha Legion. I like a lot this. It's one of my favorite legions. Okay. Yeah. And then we go to the Talons of the Emperor. So these are the Sisters of Silence and the Adeptus of the Legius Custodes. Okay. Imperial Assassins, the Order Sinister, the Solar Auxilia, is the Imperial Guard in a way. And then we have the Mechanicum. Okay. All this, what we have seen up to this point, is background. Okay, so you have a lot to read before reaching the rules. So here we have the chronology. Okay, so you can see it's quite a good amount of information about the Horus Heresy. Here we have a nice map of the situation. I don't what year is this exactly. So it's the 30,975, I think, or something like that. It's in the 30,000 millennium, 31st millennium. Okay, 30,000 year. So here we go, and then we are on the core rules. So here is where the rules start. So this is where you have to start. The rules are based between the 7th and 8th evolution of the 7th, 8th edition Warhammer 40,000 rules. So it's what we use. It's very similar to what we used to play in 8th edition. Okay, so less wounds. The weapons as well do less wounds, but you can have instant death and so on. So you have different rules, and then again the movement in that case is stated here. It's not fixed movement as used to be in the 8th and 7th edition, so this is interesting. So you can see it's an evolution of the 6th, 7th edition rules of Warhammer 40,000, where they have added the movement. Because if I'm not wrong, there were no movement. The movement was quite fixed. It was 6 for infantry, 12 for vehicles, and so on. 12 for bikes, sorry. So here we have the general principles. Okay, templates. So we are here. You are back to templates. They are the flaming template, and also all the templates that you need. Yeah, the blast markers and the templates. Blast markers are the wrong ones, and templates are the flamers mainly. Okay, basic and advanced rules. Okay. Then they start with the principles. Now the turn, the reactions, and then the core reactions. This is new, I guess. The reactions is something new. Recursive player may attempt to set a number of reactions in each phase of the active player turn. This set a number is preferred as a reaction. Okay, so this is new. The reactions is something new. The core reactions, at least if I compare, I'm comparing to 8th and 7th edition. This was not existing. We We have the movement phase. Here you remember that the vehicles, I don't remember here if the vehicles were still turning or not, but the vehicles have phasing in this edition, so it depends. So I'm always comparing to Warhammer 40,000, so it's different, okay. Some people will say more complicated, but I think it's really a different concept of game. Okay, so you also all the roll to wound is always a comparative. You have the table to hit as well. In close combat you compare both abilities, and then depending on that you roll something like that. You can see you have the instant death rule. So it's a new set of rules. If you played 7th, 8th edition Warhammer 40,000, you will be very familiar with the rules. A lot of things are still, in a way, are not that different from the current Warhammer. Or for example, the strength, the strength you compare, and the comparing table is not that different as what we can see today. So you can see it's comparing table. I think I searched in here, but there is moments that you cannot wound anymore. Okay. Also, the other difference is the vehicles have armor, and it works in a different way. You will have, and I think the maximum strength you can reach, at least used to be 10, but I don't know if now you can go. Then you have destroyer rules, and you have other rules that can boost or weaken the weapons. Okay, depending on. So you can see there is a lot of different advanced rules that are modifying how the weapons perform. Assault phase. Again, the phases are very similar to what we have seen. So we have the movement phase, the shooting phase, the assault phase, and I don't remember, the psychic powers I think are used in the shooting phase, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, the psychic powers are used in the shooting phase. Okay, or I'll describe it. Okay, the charge move, the search move, this is new as well. Or they changed the name, I think it's the piling move. Okay. Fight phase. I need to read, I just received the book, I just wanted to share with you. You can see the roll to hit, it's a comparable one. So, but the rule is if you are half, so if you are equal is 4, if you are superior 3, if you are worse is 5, if you double your opponent is 2+, and if the opponent is doubling you is a 6+. Okay, so a guy that is very bad hitting against a guy that is very good in close combat, so this guy that is very bad will have very little opportunities to hit, and in rotation will be hit very easily by the opponent. And again, with the said, they are impossible wounding. Okay, so strength 1, for example, strength 4 can never wound 8. Toughness 8, 9, and 10, and this was very important in Warhammer 40,000 before. Okay, the cover says save. So you have here a lot of rules, and then we have the moral. Okay, the moral here is different as well. So normally when you fail moral, you run away. And see, normally you will, and then if there is some things that are blocking you, you will try to escape, and if you are completely surrounded, you are killed. So the fallback is quite important here. Then we have the unit types, so we have the automata, I think is a new unit type, then we have the dreadnought, demon, primarch, unit subtypes. Okay, so it seems more organized, no? Then we have characters, okay, psychic powers, psychic weapons, psychic powers. Okay, these disciplines available to a seeker are provided powers, but they would say these abilities can achieve diverse. And normally you use your leadership to use your psychic powers. Spells from the warp. Okay. Vehicles. Let's say the vehicle goes with armor. Okay, and each time you make a So okay, and then you have the vehicles don't do combat. What they do is they try to run over the opponents. Here I see that they also put they have the vehicle weapon types, and then you have the vehicle damage table. That when you do a damage, then you can roll here, and this is modified depending if your AP, the P of the weapon, I mean, this is just a superficial or penetrating hit, right? You can have glazing and penetrating hits. If a glazing hit was scored, the vehicle loses 1 hull point. You don't do any additional damage. But if it's a penetrating hit, means that you are rolling higher than the armor value. So and then you can do additional damage. And additional damage, if you roll a 7, is that it's destroyed. You can even immobilize or destroy a weapon. So this was leaving a little bit of. And I was making the vehicles quite interesting. But of course, you only can really make the vehicle explode if you have AP1, I think, or 2. If you have an AP2 weapon, penetrating hit is +1, and if you have a Melta that have AP1, then it's +2. So with a Melta on 5, you destroy a vehicle. So with 1 hit, you can destroy a Land Raider. Okay. So vehicles were quite vehicles here were a little bit quite random sometimes. So you were hit with Melta, you were able to kill a vehicle with 1 shot. If you were a little bit unlucky, maybe you were not able to do any damage to the vehicles. So yeah. But you can see we have the super vehicles as well. So catastrophic damage, you can see there is rules for players, so there is quite a good amount of rule. I recommend to start playing this if you are the first time, play only with infantry just to start learning the mechanics, and then start adding more deep depth to the games as you get used to the rules, because then you have also terrain types, okay, and not only if it's dangerous or difficult terrain, you will then have buildings, and you have battlements, so there is quite also the buildings can be destroyed. Okay, so the buildings can have as well a profile, you can see here, the cost points, and you can also destroy the buildings. And we have different buildings, so we have the fortified wall or strong point, we have the imperial bunker, okay, you have the defense line. This is mainly giving you cover, but cannot be destroyed in principle. Okay, so these are the main ones that you have here now. Then we have the special rules, and the special rules is all these things that you can have at the end of the weapon, describing what the weapon, additional rules that the weapon can have or vehicle can have. So you have a lot of special rules, okay? Even the characters, for example, the adamantium wheel is really a character rule, okay? So you can have a lot of these, you will see that you have pages and pages of special rules. Okay, and here again introduce them little by little. There are some that are very common, like fear or fearless or feel no pain, or that are more strange. Okay, yeah, and then hit and run. So you will have a lot, hardware, infiltrate. So some of them it will ring your bell because are words that are also used today in Warhammer 40,000. But are completely, they have completely different rules here. Sniper, threat, I don't know. There is a lot of rules here that and sometimes you don't memorize them all. So then you need to look here, okay? And this is for the rules. So you can see we have a good bunch of rules here, and then we have the how to organize the game, right? So here we have first some examples of the different armies, okay, some different army organizations, what you can collect. But no, I would like to, let me see which legions they are here, because I was going quite fast, not paying too much attention, sorry for that. We have the Sons of Horus, of course a big army, Sons of Horus, still with the green library. Okay, remember that after the Heresy they changed to black. Horus, but the Terminators are already in black, so I think the Elite was in black, and I don't. Then we have the Iron Hands as well in black with metal. The Warbearers with this very nice red, and you can see you have already here. They are the, how it's called, I forgot the name of these guys. I think it's the Galmarath or the Maragal or something like that. So these are the ones that are starting to be possessed by chaos, and they already have demons. I like a lot these green flames. I think they're contrasting very nicely. Salamanders, Night Lords, Raven Guard. Some are bigger than others. Death Guard. And here we have the Solar Auxiliary. So of course later on we will see how to will be rules for even Titans. Okay, especially if you have the Mechanicus book. Okay, and then we have here some open modes. We have open play and match play. It's good that they have not talked about the narrative gaming. I think this should be play narrative. Okay, that's mainly open play in the case. So we have Age of Darkness. So they talk here how to organize. Here they tell you how much what is the maximum you can get, and they start of 2,000 points. Okay, it's telling you how many points you can have on Lords of War and primary value, and you have here some. It's more restrictive than Warhammer 40,000. You only have these detachments, and you have to use these detachments. Okay, the Allied is optional, and the Lords of War is optional. So the minimum detachment is 1 HQ and 2 troops, and for there you start going. Here it's telling you how the allies work, okay, the table of allies, how they react on the battlefield. You put them together. I don't think we have demons here, of course. Demons will have a separate table when they appear, but we already have Imperial Army and Mechanicum. All these are in principle Imperial, but this was from the Horus Heresy. And then we have the Warlord traits. Okay, you can see it's quite a lot of information. Then we have here a battlefield showcase. Okay, some battlefield showcase. I'm missing here some block buildings that are blocking the line of view. But once it's quite open. Quite open fields. Okay. The talons of the Emperor. Okay. Then we go to battles in the Age of Darkness, and here they will give you some scenarios to play. Okay, you can see we have 6 different deployments. Okay, here you can see the victory condition and so on, explaining everything. You need to set up the missions. There are also missions special rules, and then we have 6 missions if I'm not wrong. Okay, that was the common setup in Warhammer 40,000 as well. And we arrived to the end of the book. So this is the end of the book, and then we have here still the psychic disciplines. Okay, and here instead of making a shooting attack, you can see, so there is not a psychic power, so you have to read the psychic ability and you have to remember when is the moment to use them. So instead of making a shooting attack, and then they have the force weapons that are different abilities. But then you have the pyromancy, the telekinesis, telepathy, so you can see there, and this is instead of moving during movement phase, for example. Okay, so and the psychic power will tell you when to use it, and we have the reference tables that we have seen during the when we were looking at the book with the damage tables, and then we have here this is the summary of the rules. I hope they put this because it's a real summary, and then you have here the index. If you're looking for a specific rule, here you have the index and where the rule is or where to find it. Okay, and then we end up with the Warhammer advertisement and the end of the book with the map. So it's really a big book with a lot of information, nice edited book. I don't have any complaint on these books. I think they are pretty good. and this is the reason they are not cheap books, okay, neither. Okay, so yeah, this is what I want to share in this video. I hope you have enjoyed, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.